Então, meio a read Bismillah. What's that? English. So we were discussing this verse here. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. وَالَّذِي خَلَقَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ وَجَعَلَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا. Right? That verse, Allah Ta'ala created you from one soul and He's made from that one soul زوجها, its spouse, ليسكن إليها, so that he may get solace from her. فلما تغشاها, when he covered her, حملت حملا خفيفا, then she carried a light carrying. That makes reference to the initial stages of the pregnancy when a woman is still not so heavily pregnant and she can move around. فلما أثقلت, and then when she became heavy, like how we also say in English, أثقل, ثقل means heavy, when she was heavily pregnant. دعوا الله, right, دعوا الله, they too made dua to the Rabb. لئن آتيتنا, Ya Allah, if you give us صالحا, a good healthy child, لنكونن من الشاكرين, we will be from amongst those people who are grateful. لنكونن من الشاكرين. So this verse here we're discussing is a manifestation of Allah Ta'ala's great power. It would have made mankind more grateful to Allah Ta'ala. They must have abstained from associating parts of Allah Ta'ala. But negligent as they were, they acted differently. Their neglectful attitude has been referred to in this verse. In the next verse, Allah Ta'ala says, فلما تغشاها حملت حملا خفيفا فمرت به فلما أثقلت دعوا الله ربهما لئن آتيتنا صالحا لنكونن من الشاكرين فلما آتاهما صالحا جعل له شركاء. But when Allah Ta'ala gave them now a healthy child, جعل له شركاء, they began ascribing partners to Allah Ta'ala. فيما آتاهما, in that which He gave them. فتعالى الله عما يشركون. Allah Ta'ala is free from that which they have ascribed to Allah Ta'ala. So this is the general, Allah Ta'ala protect us, the general mindset of man when he is in need. When he is in need of Allah Ta'ala, then he turns to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tadarru'an. You know, Allah says in the Quran, وَجَرَيْنَا بِهِمْ بِرِيحٍ طَيِّبَةٍ وَفَرِحُوا بِهَا جَاءَ رِيحٌ عَاصِفٌ وجاءهم الموج من كل مكان وظنوا أن محيطا بدأ الله مخلصين له الدين فإن أنجيتنا من هذه لنكونن من الشاكرين فلما أنجاهم إذ هم يبغون في الأرض. So Allah Ta'ala speaks about the people that are traveling on the ship, and then when they choppy waters, then they turn to Allah Ta'ala making fervent dua. But when they are rescued from that situation, then they are back to their old ways. They are back to their old ways. The same thing here. It happens in a variety of ways. Sometimes they are misled by the false belief that the newborn is a gift from some holy or godly person. Sometimes they devote it to some living or dead person and start making offerings in their names. Some people that take the children to them and bow their forehead before them. Sometimes they involve themselves in shirk by naming the children like Abdullah, Abdul Uzza, etc., assigning the children to false gods, indicating that these children have been created or gifted by the false god and personalities. Right. So the verse is that you have to keep up to the promises you made to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to be thankful to Him, not to ascribe partners, etc. Okay, read the Arabic there, inshallah. That's an English explanation. Right. فلما أتاهم الصالح, right. ينبه الله تعالى أنه خلق جميع الناس from there. Yeah. So in this verse, Allah is saying that why do you want to ascribe partners to Allah Ta'ala? Why do you want to say that there's Lat, why there's Uzza? ينبه تعالى, Allah Ta'ala is bringing you to intention أنه خلق جميع الناس, that Allah Ta'ala created all of mankind من آدم عليه السلام, from the time of Adam عليه السلام, وأنه خلق منه زوجته, Allah Ta'ala has created from Adam alayhi salam, zawjatahu, his spouse as well. So I told you, this is a clear, irrefutable proof against evolution. If anybody believes in evolution, that man has evolved from an ape, then it's the open contradiction of the Quran, right? And openly contradicting the Quran is kufr. You come out of the fold of Islam. So Allah Ta'ala is clearly saying, أَنَّهُ خَلَقَ مِنْهُ زَوْجَتَهُ حَوَّاءَ, that Allah Ta'ala has created from Adam alayhi salam, Hawa alayhi salam. ثُمَّ انتشر الناس منهما. There is a clear. ثُمَّ انتشر الناس منهما, and then mankind spread forward from them. So this is the Islamic principle, right? There are many books written that separate subject matter by our ulama, etc., by our academics, in ways they debunk the theory of evolution, why it does not make scientific sense, etc., etc. That's in its place. But for this moment here, all we need to understand is that the Quran is clear. The Quran is lucid. There is no doubt in the Quran that Allah Ta'ala sent Adam alayhi salam to this dunya, and from Adam alayhi salam, He created Hawa alayhi salam, and then from them two mankind spread throughout the earth, right? So, as I said, why Darwinism, evolution, whatever it is, there are different theories, why they are wrong, etc. That there are many books written, there's many, we can share them if anybody is interested in them. That's a separate subject. But the main thing is here, in this verse, the clear belief is spelled out that what? That we come from Adam alayhi salam, and we do not come from, we have not evolved from any other type of species. Carry on. So another verse to support that, Ya ayyuhan nas, O people, inna khalaqnakum min zakari wa untha. We have created you from a male, min zakar wa untha, and a female, right? Another verse to show. So all of these verses, it makes clear the Islamic position with regard to the creation of mankind. Because I told you, if you believe in evolution, you will be contradicting several verses of the Quran. And to contradict the verses of the Quran is open kufr. It takes you out of the fold of Islam, right? So, Ya ayyuhan nas ittaqu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum, oh you believe. See Allah Ta'ala, your Rabb, the one who created you min nafs wahida, from one soul. وَخَلَقَ مِنْهَا زَوْجَهَا, and from that soul he created spouse, right? Carry on. Right. Now coming back to the verse, we say, وَجْعَلَ مِنْهَا, this verse which we are understanding, وَجْعَلَ مِنْهَا, he has made from that one soul, Adam alayhi salam, زَوْجَهَا, its spouse, right? لِيَسْكُنَ إِلَيْهَا, right, so that he may get solace, peace from her. لِيَعْلَفَهَا وَيَسْكُنُ بِهَا, right? And yet another verse, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ, and from amongst his signs, أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ, that he created for you, مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ, from yourself, أَزْوَاجًا, spouses, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, so that you may get peace, solace from her. وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً, and he made between you people love and rahmah, right? فَلَا أُلْفَةَ أَعْظَمَ مِمَّا بَيْنَ الزَّوْجِينَ, so there is no familiarity. There is no, I'm looking for a nice word. There is no better understanding, the mutual cooperation greater than that which exists بين الزوجين, between two spouses. Right. That is why ولهذا, for this reason, ذكر تعالى mentioned أن الساحرة, that the sorcerer, the magician, ربما توصل بكيده, he reaches with his plots إلى التفرقة, to separate بين المرء وزوجته, between a man and his wife. They said, يفرق بين المرء وزوجه. Why? Why does Allah Ta'ala speak about this? Because this is such a holy, it is such a sacred bond, right? And the Tahir is such an evil person that he wants to what? He wants to create a rupture between this holy bond as the greatest crime of the Sahir, right? Okay, we stop there, Malaysia. We stop there. We'll continue tomorrow, inshallah. سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك الله وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت